south of the future home of the Chargers at the current home of the Chargers, and that's Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and our home team. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Jackson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for third down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the third one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. From the gun, it's Jackson. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Now Joe Mixon. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Jackson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Right there on the coverage was the safety, Jesse Bates. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On the ground, McCaffrey. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough, and it'll be fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. Ross on the return. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Bengals will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Don't say nothing. Watch the ship. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Check 15. Check 15.
Now it's Jackson. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
Now it's Jackson going deep downfield for Ross.
But that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Taking it about the 36. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. McCaffrey. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. We're scoreless after 1. Charger football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. On 2nd and 2, Haskins got this complete to the rookie out of UMass, Andy Isabella. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. On play action, Haskins. His throw at about the 5. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Squeeze, double. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on third. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And now Jackson will look to throw it. And he goes out right around the 39. They'll wind up with 3 yards out of that, and it's second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Switch.
Here's Jackson to throw. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Joey Bosa racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. From the gun, Jackson. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Charger drive about to get going. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight unable to find anyone open.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Whip. All right. Watch the whip. Go. Who's that? Is that yours? Who's that?
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. Now here's Ross. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left, early in November, but they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them.
You better break. I'm letting you know right now, you better break.
From the 31, Jackson. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
First down, Bengals. No.
Jackson on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. And the Bengals. First down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The draw play for Mixon. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Jackson. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down.
Mike, check. 59.
Jackson from the shotgun. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 22-yard line. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. It's halftime, guys. It's halftime. Mike's 59. Mike's 59. I know he ain't got it.
Now Jackson on first down, letting one go deep for the end zone, and nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
Check. 59.
Jackson going to throw again. He gets this one to Boyd. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up first and goal. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter.
That's it, baby. We got to work.
The Charger drive about to get going. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Haskins looking to throw on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Mike 35. Double dog.
Now it's Haskins. This one caught by Isabella. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Third and long, defense with no fear. They brought the pressure.
Zero fear at all. That means they feel really good about the guys who are going to cover. But the biggest one is they think their pressure will get there before he has a chance to find an open receiver.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And taken right at the 35. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me something.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 7 yards there and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now Jackson operating from the gun. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Joey Bosa, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. From the gun to give to Mixon. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And it's caught. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Mixon trying to punch it in, and he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. Another try for Mixon. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Here's Mixon. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal? They'll try and run with Mixon, and he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as they can now even this game here in the 4th quarter with the extra point. A very important extra point there, up and good, and an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Charger drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. From the 27, Haskins. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. In a tie game 4th quarter, that's about as big of a defensive play as you can possibly make.
And it didn't happen by accident. That was scouting right there. They've seen things that have happened before. They knew in certain situations type of plays they like to run. Read it, and were able to go after the football, get it, and take it into the end zone for a touchdown for themselves.
Let's go, boys, bring it up!
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going, and they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Here we go. Watch 7. Watch 7. Next box. Right. Look at it. Hot, hot. Shift, shift. Alert 3. Hey. Alert 3.
Here's McCaffrey. And an alley to run. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. And they will finally get to him down at the Bengals 18. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Throwing now, Haskins on first down. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
Here we go. Here we go. 15 on it. 15 on it. Get him on. Rest. Slam, slam, slam. Say, say. He's coming. He's coming. Come on.
Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Let's go.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They come up on a 1st and goal with this game still hanging in the balance. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal. At the Bengals 5-yard line.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Christian McCaffrey. His 5th touchdown now on the year. As they can now tie the game with the extra point here in the final 2 minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the posts, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime.
Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all.
Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish.
You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 24-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Jackson. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, that answers the question in my head. They're going to go for the win right now.
I think you're absolutely right. They're not content with going to OT. On 3rd down, Mixon, and he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Here we go, D. Here 59 is Mike. 59 is Mike. Check, 59. You ain't going nowhere. Mike.
Jackson to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the fourth quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Chargers in good field position to start out. 1st and 10 at their 38.
Big ass. Kill. Hey, check 20.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
47 Mike.
Now it's Haskins. Looking left side, and it's complete. And finally out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. It's a big one there for the Chargers. 52 yards. A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll run with McCaffrey. And he's in for the touchdown. And in the final seconds, forget overtime. They just likely won this thing in regulation. Extra point splits the uprights, and it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory.
Bengals 14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The Bengals drive about to get going. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you've got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and making an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the...
Oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Well, as always, partner, an extreme pleasure to share a booth with you. I have to say, I am impressed at your discipline because you came here and you said you were not going to eat any of the media buffet. You made it to the end. You didn't consume a single calorie.
I appreciate that. What you missed is me going to the concession stand outside of your eyesight and getting it done that way. Look, I mean, they were serving the good stuff. I had to do it.
Oh, man, but you're svelte, in good shape, but you cheated a little bit. We'll let it slide.
I appreciate that. Always a pleasure to work with you.
So for the home team here, they continue to cruise through this first half of the schedule as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.